ever manage to get it right.
Oh,
What number is this?
37?
37. Well, boys, it's been a long time since we've all been together, but the crew is reunited and it feels so good. Welcome to Dark Mushroom Media Cast, episode 37, as you just heard Tim so elegantly say.
Yep, 37.
37. Well, we just double checked and I don't know. Anyways, it's been a while. Like
is that
I
a
said,
double check inflection?
it's
You
been
put
a
on his
while.
voice there?
Yeah, the last one we did was me and Jose, and the one before that was me and Palmer. So it's been month and a half, month.
Yeah, about that.
Oh,
About
in a minute.
that. But
Safe to say we've been phoning it in.
well,
Obviously,
you know, we
for the past year.
things have prevented us from being together the way we want to be. The way we want.
You had to make it a gay thing, didn't you?
So, with that note, you know, how's everybody doing? What's been going on with everybody's lives for the past, I don't know, month and a half?
Good. Except for the troubles that I listed off to you guys not too long ago. But
Yeah, Jose's
everything
having
else
a
is going all
spiritual
right.
crisis.
Yeah, he's having nightmares because of
having a day.
Fever
Having
dreams.
a day.
fever dreams. Yeah, so tell us about this
Fevered
medicine
waking
you're on, Jose. Let's hear about this. We're gonna analyze your dreams right here at the beginning of this cast.
We're doctors.
I should
Well,
go get my dream journal actually and look up these things.
Do you actually have a goddamn
I
dream?
do.
uh,
I do.
Jesus
It's
Christ.
actually like it's probably like super obvious, and like probably nothing any deeper than like what I'm about to say. But like I have really bad insomnia, and so I've been trying to sleep, and I've been using this over the counter Z-Cool stuff, non-habit forming NyQuil essentially.
Oh, it's by the makers of NyQuil too.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's essentially
Z-Quil.
just like antihistamines, whatever's in it, like the active ingredient in like Benadryl or whatever, just like in really slow doses that like gets released over the night. But for whatever reason, like whenever I it does kick in and I go to sleep, I get like these crazy, like not lucid dreams, but like very vivid dreams, and then like it just like fucks with me because they're like borderline nightmare, but like they have that like realism to it that like when I wake up I'm like, oh crap, like I've got to take care of this, but then like I'll like calm down and realize, oh yeah, that was a dream. So like for the past 2 nights I've been dreaming that so I'm living with my sister, and she just gave birth like a month ago, and so he's in a room, he's got a crib, and in my dream I'm sleeping in the bed in that room, and then like I'll like look over and like I'll pretend to be sleeping, but like I'll open an eye and I'll see my little nephew Dominic like standing up. He's still like a month old in my dream, you know. He doesn't have like the proper, you know, motor function to do any of the stuff that's happening in my dream, but he like looks up, sees that I'm still sleeping, then like stands up in his crib, crawls over like the guardrail and like climbs down, and then like climbs up to the bed where I am. He like looks in my face to see if I'm sleeping, and then he like goes over to the nightstand and like takes like a bit of food, or like oh, it's like an orange or a tangerine, some kind of fruit. Every night it's different, and I've had this dream two nights in a row. So he takes it and he starts like peeling it, and then like watching me to make sure I'm still sleeping, and like he like takes like little nibbles on it, then he like puts it back and like crawls back in, and then like I'm like, I caught you, like you're fucking, you can walk and you're not telling anyone, or like you're keeping it from us, and, like in my head, and then like I'll like wake up, I'm like, oh, I gotta tell everyone, like he's faking it.
This is
And
some
like
Annabelle shit, dude.
Do you groggily like stumble to the living room? You're like, the baby's walking, and like collapse on the floor.
You totally should, dude. Oh, man.
So yeah, so I'm guessing just like that.
Okay.
Funny stress that, you know, my sister, her husband, that their stress probably like that I'm taking on, because I do watch them at night when they're all asleep. So it's, my sleep schedule's been crazy. Then like I just started a bunch of like huge projects at work recently, so I'm like triple stressed out, like twice as like lacking sleep than usual. It's just, and then today I had a doctor's appointment, and then my acid reflux, all that stuff is all acting up again. So I'm just out of it. I think I've checked out this entire week.
Sounds like you live a horrible life. Let me ask you
Very
this: why?
stressful, very, very active, too much on my plate kind of life.
Well, let me ask you this: why don't you just take melatonin?
I wouldn't necessarily recommend that.
I
I've
remember reading
actually
some studies saying that it's bullshit. Like, what like
It's
little
gonna help
bit
me
that the
sleep.
hormone that you take, I mean, you produce it naturally, but when you take it, like, and when you ingest it, like the one time you take it is the only time it ever works,
Hmm.
and the other time it
could be the
like
case.
it doesn't.
It varies for people. I was actually kind of going through a similar thing as Jose a few weeks ago.
Having dreams about babies.
No,
Baby dreams, baby
Baby
not
I
dreams.
was my sleep schedule got so fucked up that I was at the point where I was consistently going to bed at 12 p.m. and waking up at 4 p.m. and just couldn't sleep any other time. And eventually, I got I got a hold of some melatonin and I popped it and I slept for like 16 hours. And also I'm usually good for like one weird vivid dream a night on average. I had like 7. It was really weird, and I was groggy for like 2 or 3 days afterwards. So I haven't
Wait, do
touched
you
it since.
you
But this was
normally
a couple
have
weeks ago.
did you say lucid or vivid?
Vivid.
I think I missed it. Okay.
I have very weird. Just years of psychedelic drug abuse will kind of make you have fucked up dreams on a regular basis. So I've learned to accept that part of my life. But the melatonin didn't help things. It just made me maybe groggy for a couple days. But I haven't tried it since, so I don't know if Jose's theory holds true. But I think it works for different people depending on the way it naturally releases for you and your bodies and whatnot.
Well, I've been on this weird kick trying to like force myself to have lucid dreams lately. So
Really?
I've been taking vitamin B and melatonin every night and doing this thing where you either like check the time like before you go to bed, or you like pinch your wrist or like do something, but like you develop like a routine before you go to bed, so you know what it feels like in real life
When you're right.
when you're awake, and then you can tell when you're sleeping. And so like the whole idea is like, well, vitamin B is like supposed to like spur brain activity and stuff, so it's supposed to cause more vivid dreams, and then melatonin obviously is supposed to relax you and stuff. That's why I have the dream journal and stuff. That's why I bought it recently.
Ah,
There's
And
something I read where I can't remember who it was, but a guy basically he makes a habit every day of his normal life. He just knocks on a door. He says, "Am I dreaming?" And you knock on a door,
mhm.
and he did that for I don't know however long. And eventually, one time he knocked. He went to and he said, "Am I dreaming?" And he went to knock on the door, and his hand went through the door, and he like had a weird flying around Superman dream and shit. So
Yeah.
it kind of plays into that type of thing.
Yeah, so I'm basically trying to like instill that kind of thing. And, I'm taking a break from any stimulants and depressants and stuff like that for the next 30 days. Well, actually, it's
interesting. Have you had
20
any
27
success?
days. So far, I had my dreams are definitely getting more vivid, noticeably so, and I'm waking up remembering them like more of what happened. But I have not had any success with like a true lucid dream yet. And
Have
like,
you
It's
had
really
them
hard to
before?
force those things. Like it's
Yeah.
like you can do a lot of things to help you towards accomplishing it, but it's really hard to like fucking get that to happen. I've had maybe a handful in the entirety of my life. Like they're just very rare.
yeah, I think I've had maybe like one or two throughout the entirety of my life, and yeah, one of them turned out to be pretty awesome. The other one, like, I was having a lucid dream, but I didn't like if I didn't really realize I was having a lucid dream, like if that makes sense. Like I knew I was in control, but at the same time I didn't feel like I was in control. Uh, but yeah, then I had another one that started off as like a nightmare, and then I realized that I was dreaming and just like totally kicked whatever it was that was chasing me's ass, and just like had a good time for the rest of the dream. It was fantastic.
Nice.
But
Dude.
yeah, I've been kind of sick for the past couple of days, and I'm not really sure if it's like allergy related or like what it is with springtime coming. But yeah, like because of that, I've been like on Dayquil and stuff. I've been trying not to take Nyquil. I've been just trying to stick to my regimen of melatonin and vitamin B and using that. And I haven't really had to take any Nyquil as a result. But I feel like the Dayquil might be kind of like interfering with it.
How many milligrams of melatonin are you taking out of curiosity?
I honestly I couldn't tell you. I take like 3 capsules a night and then go to town. I don't know how many milligrams are in each capsule though. I'd have to look at the bottle.
I went with the 3 myself a couple weeks ago when I picked it up, but I've been taking it on a regular basis like you have.
But yeah, this is like I'll if it happens, I'll definitely update everybody about it. But enough about our personal lives. Let's get on to the tried and true topics of
Oh, I was hoping to talk about
Vidya. Oh no! Well, go ahead, man.
What
What,
did-
what do
Well,
you
I
want?
wanted to share my one and only lucid dream experience.
Okay.
It's
No, it should
freaking
be
awesome.
creepy.
No, it's the freaking best. So like I can't remember. I know I was in my neighborhood, and I
Shooting
guess the
some
way I
people
knew I
outside
was
of
in a
school.
dream was that I think I was younger, like 15 years younger. I think. And I mean literally like actually like this happened like 15 years ago. I was at home in my neighborhood, and I was with my like younger cousins, and then my grandma said, "Hey, we're gonna go to McDonald's for lunch." And you know, it was like one of those normal like standard dreams. It's like, what the hell was the point of that dream? It was like a sample of like a day in the life. But so like we go out, and then like she gets out her car keys, and she like I guess goes to like unlock the driver's side. I'm like, wait a minute, my grandma doesn't drive. Like, what's going on here? And then I realized like this isn't real. Like this is a dream. Then I look at our house, and it's like this like 5-story like essentially like townhouse mansion thing. I was like, oh, this is a dream. This is like a lucid dream. This is real. Like I look down the street, and I'm like, I want to see a dragon. I want to see a dragon. I was like chanting, I want to see a dragon. I want to see a dragon. And like
Sarah
off
just
in the
appears out of nowhere.
like off in the horizon, I see like a little like a silhouette of something like in the sky. It's getting closer and closer and closer. I'm like, oh, it's happening. It's happening. It wasn't like a huge dragon. It was like
It's
it maybe
definitely
like
actually.
it was like a small dragon. Like maybe like this song was one of those Chinese dragons with like the long snake body, and it was like a iridescent like pearlescent shimmering white color. It was like one of those tropical fish, and it was like went overhead like really fast. I was like, oh, that's a start. That's a start. But then I knew it was like, oh no, I'm waking up. I'm waking up. And then like I woke up, I'm like, fuck,
Yeah.
this will never happen again.
Well,
And it never has. And it never has.
That's really like my fear about it is that like given like the inception reality of dreams and how like 5 minutes in dream time is like 3 hours in real life, like
Uh-huh.
I feel like I'm finally gonna hit it towards the end of it and just not have enough time to do what I want to do in it. But I don't know. We'll see where it goes.
I've had a couple
Yeah,
instances where I
keep us
I
updated.
realize it's happening and then I immediately wake up. And this is just, it's not even a lucid dream because, well, I guess technically it is, but you don't really, you don't get a chance to really do anything or think about anything or project anything because immediately you're awake. And it's
Right.
You guys ever had sleep paralysis?
Yes.
yes, that shit is horrifying.
Yeah, dude, that is not fun. Have you guys ever had those dreams where you like feel like you're falling and you wake up and you feel like you just fell off like
Yeah.
like a massive cliff or something?
Yeah.
And,
Like it jerks you awake, and like your body like jerks forward.
Yeah, those are awful too, man. The worst kind of dream though that I've ever had was like it was like a nightmare, and I swear to God, like I woke up knowing what it feels like to be cut in half. Like I felt like an immense amount of pain, but it wasn't like I don't. It was like a dull pain because it all happened so quickly. But like I don't know. Like I feel like I genuinely know what it feels like to be like severed in half because of this one dream that I woke up from. I don't know. That was a terrifying experience.
All right, I'm gonna cut all this dream journal bullshit out. This is a goddamn video game podcast.
I think we should dedicate 10 minutes every podcast to like
To our dream
Palmer's.
journals.
To my dream
Yeah.
journeys. Oh, we should just start a Dark Mushroom Media's dream journeys.
That's definitely an after dark.
Yeah.
Dark Mushroom Media After Dark. Yeah.
Oh, dude,
Just
let's
talk
do
about
it.
stupid, shitty dreams.
That's what we need to do, dude. We really need to bring that after dark. Yeah, like I feel like that's what's gonna be what's successful.
Well, the
for us.
thing is, each one of us has a different view of what the fuck Dark Mushroom Media After Dark should be, and none of them are similar.
But that's the best part about it. It's just like a potpourri of bullshit.
I thought that's what we already do.
Yeah. But like it's game related bullshit. This one will just be about like whatever the fuck we feel like talking about. We'll be like like the Mark Marons of fucking like I don't know.
Oh God,
Twitch
no,
streamers.
never. I want to die first. That's something I guess we'll consider since we did just rant about fucking dreams for 20 minutes. So
Yeah, when I post this on Facebook, that's what I'm just gonna. Our dream
Mario,
journeys.
as we were talking about this, I'm like, what am I going to put in the description? Like, the boys start off talking about their dream journals.
Yeah, in which we talk about dreams.
Jose saw a dragon. He was stoked.
Yeah, exactly. So what do we got? What do we got on the list first? Let's bring this on topic now.
Yeah. I'm going to start off with a couple of updates that dropped today in the similar realm. First one being, well, not actually update. It is a mod that has been worked on for about a year and a half called Heroes of the West, which is a Red Orchestra 2 mod or a Rising Storm mod, even though it's not a Rising Storm mod, but Rising Storm, Red Orchestra, same game, so, that thing. But it's basically just a mod for Red Orchestra 2 that is set in the Western theater. So it's got like the Omaha Beach invasion. It's got Operation Market Garden. Can't ever remember the fucking name of that. It's just a bunch of more European-based stuff in World War II. And from the one giantly long map I played, it is fucking awesome and fucking painful. Then again, I was playing on realism difficulty. But yeah, I did the Omaha Beach map, and my team literally just threw our bodies at the beach and kept getting murdered and slowly, inch by inch, just taking the beach and holding shit to a point where we captured.
And isn't that basically how it was in reality?
Yes. So Verdun kind of captured that pretty well. It's interesting though. Like you think once you capture like the beachhead, you're good, but there's still like the majority of the map to go through. So it's not like once you get the beach, the map's over. So it's pretty good. But yeah, 4 new maps, new British forces, new guns, new lot of shit. Red Orchestra 1 was kind of
extensive.
Yeah, Red Orchestra 1 was kind of well known for having a shitload of giant mods come out for it, a lot of which are still on Steam and you can play. But this is the first big one to come out for Red Orchestra 2 that's actually available on Steam again. There's been a lot that come out over the past the game came out like 5 years ago almost. But this is the first big one to come out on Steam, and it is really cool, and it's totally free for anyone that has Red Orchestra 2 or Rising Storm. So if you have,
is there actually a decent community playing it?
yeah, it took me 5 minutes to find a non-full server. I mean, obviously it's launch day and it's got all the hype behind it, but yeah, apparently people have been playing this for a while now.
Is this from the marketplace, or did you have to get it from like Nexus?
No, it's right on Steam. You install it like you would a game or like a free-to-play game, but you don't actually launch it through there. You just launch Red Orchestra and then you join whatever server is running the mod, and it's already installed for you. It's kind of like what Killing Floor 1 did with its last big mod. Can't remember the name of. But yeah, it's really simple and easy to no fucking with Nexus mods or downloading shit set up. You just download the mod on Steam, launch Red Orchestra, and find the server running it. So that's got that one. And Verdun got a huge fucking update entitled Horrors of War. A lot of stuff added. American and Belgian squads, new German soldiers, a new night map, new gore system, and a co-op mode, which is pretty fun to play, but at the moment is kind of buggy. Because I've run it 4 times now, and 2 of those times the enemy stopped spawning on wave 4, and then another time half of the team couldn't spawn into the game and were following around bots and spectate cams for whatever reason.
Okay.
It needs a hotfix patch, but it is really fun. And just the amount of content added to the game outside of the co-op mode is really impressive too. You can be Doughboys now. We can be Jimmy Darmody Palmer and relive Boardwalk Empire.
So my question is this: Can I sever the limbs off my allies, because I am just gonna follow Jesse up around and just shoot his leg off every time I see him?
The one piece of the gore system I've seen came from an artillery strike, so maybe.
Okay. All right.
But it's cool because like when artillery strikes came down before, you were just dead, and your body like gibbed off in the distance somewhere. Right. Now your leg will get blown off, and you'll just writhe in pain and agony in the throes of death for like 10 seconds before you're allowed to die and respawn.
Is it like World at War type stuff, or is it more graphic?
I'd say it's more graphic than World at War.
Oh, they use the term horrendous gore.
Well,
I'd imagine.
Yeah, I mean that's just true. But no, thus far from what I've seen,
those sound like buzzwords to me.
Stupid taglines, but
fucking buzzwords, goddamn PR.
It's a little fucky right now. It definitely needs a hot fix, but given the history of the developers, I wouldn't be surprised if there's one tomorrow.
So what you're telling me is that Verdun just turned into the world's greatest first-person shooter? Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Can confirm.
One of the most horrendous ones. Subjugate yourself to that takes a certain kind of person. Between that and Red Orchestra 2 today, because I fucked around with this update and the Red Orchestra 2 mod, storming that beach, I just kind of wanted to kill myself because it was just brutally difficult.
Yeah, I don't know why you'd play those games back to back. That just
because I'm a
awful.
sick person. But they're fun,
And this is coming from the guy that sits down and plays Dota for hours at a time, but
Yeah, well, who doesn't? Even I'm doing that again. Well, I guess you want to segue into the spring update since we're on Dota?
Oh yeah, sure. So sometime this week, probably tomorrow. In all honesty, that usually seems to be when Valve decides to release these kinds of things. There's going to be a pretty big patch entitled Spring Cleaning for Dota 2. Basically, there's a whole bunch of cosmetic things in addition to adding some more like new player friendly stuff. There's going to be neutral spawn indicators, camera control hotkeys, which I'm really actually pretty fucking stoked about, because camera control hotkeys basically like let you mark an area on the map, and then you just hit the hotkey, and the camera will instantly just move over to that area of the map, which is pretty cool because I can just mark it to Roche Pit every time.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's nice to have a key for Roche Pit now, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. There's going to be more settings are going to get added to the menus. It's going to be more streamlined.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to clean up the UI a little bit, which I fucking hated with Reborn, so I like that they're finally getting around to fucking around with that.
Yeah, they're doing a huge overhaul of the armory, which I know a lot of people, yourself included, Tim, were really fucking just not on board with.
Yeah, it was awful.
It was really bad. It was really... I like took the time to get to know it, and I still fucking hate it. But yeah, that's going to be pretty cool. Hopefully they don't fuck that up even more, though, in all honesty.
How do you fuck that up even worse, though? Like,
they're making it so you can have even more fucking items now in Dota. The max was 1080, now it's 10,000.
4K item slots.
Yeah, exactly. Hero specific hotkeys, finally, that's really awesome too. I can, if I ever feel like playing Meepo, I'll already know what the hotkeys are. I don't have to rebind anything. Full store, more up to... The other big thing that I'm excited about is the minimap icon update. So rather than just seeing X's on the map for your enemies, you'll actually see like arrows pointing in the direction that they're facing, so you know where they're running and which direction they're going, right, just by looking at the minimap. And then the thing that I am most excited about, independent voice and chat muting. Now I can just mute literally everybody on voice chat and just say type to me or I'm not listening to you. Like, that's basically what is going to happen every single game. In addition, they're adding a whole bunch of like bug fixes and some other stuff. So it's not like the major patch that people are expecting before majors, but it's definitely a step in the right direction. And I'm interested in seeing kind of like what the neutral spawn indicators and stuff, how that manages to change everything for new players, I guess, as things progress in the future.
What exactly does that mean?
So basically, like there's neutral camps of these things called creeps, and they're basically units that aren't player. They're not player controlled. They're just there for players to kill, so you can get gold. And there's a whole bunch of... Yeah, pretty much. And like there's a bunch of like mechanics behind them, and so players can plant wards that all over the map that allow players to see areas of the map that they're not currently in, kind of like a way to gain intel on where your enemy position or where enemy positions are and stuff. These wards could block these creep camps from spawning, and they never used to show like what the boundaries of these camps were and it was kind of up to the player to learn like where like wards would block camps and where they wouldn't by themselves, and it was honestly just like artificial difficulty. You just had to sit down and learn how to do it. Now everything's going to be indicated like directly on the map. When you go to put a ward down, it'll tell you whether or not you're going to block the camp or not, whether you're in danger of blocking the camp, and how far you have to pull creeps to stack them and all these kinds of things. There's a bunch of mechanics to it. It just makes it easier for everybody all around, I think. Especially since they recently changed the camp activity in the last big patch that they did. So I think this will help a lot of new players. Basically, I'm going to get really pissed. All this means is I'm going to get absolutely pissed if players block camps now.
Oh, that'll still absolutely be a thing.
Oh, God, I'm going to be
Can't
so
fix
mad.
stupid, Palmer.
I'm just going to be so mad, dude.
Can't fix Russian.
That's true. You're not wrong. You can't scoot in the Putin.
Fucking hate you.
What else we have on the list, man?
While we're doing MOBAs, I guess we might as well touch on the fact that Smite is now, or soon to be, 2 years old. They're running a big event for about a week straight, where anything from like triple worshippers to icon sales to free chest rolls for your first win of the day, voice pack sales, lots of sales and stuff. And they're doing the Ultimate God Pack for $15 again. So I've kind of fallen back into Smite. I spent a good chunk of yesterday playing it.
The boob jiggle physics just pulled you right back in.
Yes, my summer Athena skin best. But I was kind of...
Aphrodite for life.
Incan Pantheon?
Have they added what?
An Incan Pantheon?
Incan pantheon? I don't think so. I think it's all Mayan. Sorry, Jose. They started happening. They started adding Japanese stuff though. The last one, god damn, I cannot talk. The last one was a Norse god that I'm really a big fan of. It's a ranged hunter that has a wolf that you can like summon to attack enemies that goes into spirit form and stuff. It's kind of interesting. It's kind of like a lichen type of thing in comparison to Dota.
Cool, actually.
Like a ranged lichen. It's kind of cool. But yeah, they've just been really good at consistently pumping out content for that game, and the fact that there was like these new game modes are added and changed so frequently. It's kind of like kind of in comparison to like Hearthstone's Tavern Brawl, but they do it much more frequently and they're a bit more diversified. But yeah, Smite's still a thing. I'm very happy it's still a thing, and I actually picked up like their form of the compendium, I guess you would call it, because like the way it works is like
doing that like
last year.
Yeah.
Basically, the way it works is you like pick giant fucking brackets are laid out, and you pick which team wins. Depending on which team wins, you get fantasy points. You also get fantasy points by winning games. And the more points you acquire, the more stuff you unlock. Like the first one is a raw skin, the second one is a ward or something, third one's another skin for another hero. It's interesting, and they run for a while. Like I think this shit's running until midsummer, August, somewhere around there. And last year, it ran for like the better part of a year, where you could do all that stuff. So yeah, I'm kind of falling back in with Smite. I'm digging it, and all because Paragon wasn't a letdown, but it's just not exactly what I thought it would be. So I'll definitely be getting my secondary MOBA fix from Smite until Paragon comes out into open, and I'll see how that feels.
Yeah, I think that whole deck building system that Paragon has is once you start using it and really start wrapping your head around it, I think it actually makes a lot of sense.
No, yeah, I like it. It's just it's kind of like the league system, but with Hearthstone booster packs, and that I don't really like. But they've said that nothing's really set in stone, and they're gonna kind of change stuff accordingly. So I still have faith. I still think I'll enjoy Paragon whenever I get around to it. I just want to see how the next few months shape up, because that's really
what. Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, the other thing that I will say, commending Paragon, and now that I fucking finally talk about it, I've been playing it for a while. The Epic has been really good about communicating changes. They've been sending out, and honestly, it gets kind of annoying sometimes, but it's necessary. Like they send out polls like pretty much every week, asking community feedback on like different things, what can be changed, how would you feel if this got updated to this type thing, and they implement it. And sometimes they pull back what they do, like if it ends up not working. But Epic's been pretty good about it. I really think that they're genuinely trying to find like a good balance. And so when that game finally is ready to get have an open release and it becomes free to play, I think it's going to be something special. But time will tell.
It's slated for this summer, I believe, but the open beta is happening around June or so. So that's when everyone, the masses will really get to it. It had a decent amount of hype though last week building up to it. Just on Twitch alone, people were streaming it and stuff, and people were getting into it, but kind of fell off since then because the streamers stopped getting paid to play it. But I think once it hits open beta, it'll start to find a decent player base, and it has already got people playing it. So
yeah, I've never had any. I don't have any issues ever finding games. My queues whenever I play it don't ever take more than a minute. So there's definitely a significant player base there already.
I don't think it'll replace Smite, but I definitely think it'll throw some decent competition up for it. The thing that I know it won't replace Smite for me is just because I like Smite's setting. I like the old gods and mythology and all that shit, so that shit really rings home for me. But even if you're not into Paragon, you have to admit it looks fucking great, and I like the verticality of it. It does a lot of things right. So
yeah, there's a hero that plays pretty much exactly like Techies.
Oh yeah,
yeah. That I think you'll really fucking end up loving, dude. Like,
well, if it plays anything like Techies, I'll probably end up loving it.
You can lay slow mines. You can lay. He doesn't have anything that stuns, but he has and his ult, instead of having like remote mines, he calls down massive artillery strikes. But he's got like normal mines and stuff that reduce damage and deal massive damage to the enemy heroes when they walk through them and all this other stuff. I think you're gonna love that character.
I watched Total Biscuit play it for like 2 hours, and he was playing fucking Rocket Raccoon in the giant mech armor suit.
Yeah,
that's mostly what I've seen played. But yeah, it definitely has some promise to it, and I'm gonna keep my eye on it for when it goes into open, because I know you're really hyped for it.
Yeah.
Wow, that game looks pretty cool.
Yeah, dude. I mean, if nothing else, it is like jaw-droppingly beautiful for a MOBA. Especially if you can run it on Ultra. I mean, like, Jesus, just like the particle effects alone, I just like drool over.
And it's nice to see verticality in a third-person MOBA because that hasn't been done since fucking like Super Monday Night Combat.
Yeah, that's I really do. I like the way they have implemented the jungle too. It
Yeah.
really puts an emphasis on like lane combat. And I think there's a couple heroes in that game that are pretty fucking overpowered right now. But like I said, Epic's pretty good at listening to the community. I'm sure they'll get nerfed soon.
All right. What else we got? I guess it's worth mentioning that the Fallout 4 first Fallout 4 expansion has come out, but I or no one on my friends list has yet to touch it yet because I guess everyone else is just busy with other things. But thus far, from what I've read and the reaction from the Reddits and whatnot, everyone seems pretty pleased with it.
Yeah, it looks like the fucking companion you get from it is like ridiculously overpowered.
Yeah, and just the way the different types of robots you can build seems pretty cool.
Yeah, there was like some GIF that I saw on our gaming, I think, that was just like this guy like just gets ambushed by like 4 death claws, and then all of a sudden like his companion just comes in and just like one shots all of them. He just walks away like laughing. It's very interesting. I don't know. I'll hop on it eventually. You know me, I modded that game to fucking shit. So the one thing that's like preventing me from hopping on that is knowing that I'm gonna have to update all the mods and all that shit. I refuse to play that game without booby mods, Tim. It just won't happen.
Yeah, I've modded XCOM 2 to the point where I'm scared to launch it just because I'm convinced my computer will explode.
Has the modding community really taken to that?
It's insane.
I think it's time for me to jump.
I have every armor and weapon from Halo Reach in XCOM. I have half of the fucking voice characters from Halo 3 and Halo Reach, Halo ODST and XCOM. I have Duke Nukem. I have fucking the Tourette's guy, the fucking YouTube Tourette's guy. He can be a voice. It's like nuts. And the mod quality is actually like at first it was kind of like placeholder stuff and it looked kind of janky, but after a couple weeks and the people updating the stuff, it's actually starting to look really cool. Like you can legit roll around with a squad of Spartans that are voiced by Japanese schoolgirls. So,
are you using Nexus mods for that?
No, Steam Workshop.
Oh, okay.
All that shit's on the workshop. Usually there's a lot more shit you'll find on Nexus mods than the workshop, especially with, your boob mobs and whatnot. But fucking most of the stuff is on the workshop, so I've just been using the workshop.
Word, yeah, I'll have to look at that.
Yeah, it's wonky, some of the stuff on there.
Clint Eastwood voice back.
Yep. I didn't know that was a thing, but I'm not at all surprised that that is a thing. All right. What other updates do we have? Oh, the Sega promotion that me and Palmer talked about like a month ago. That ran its course, and the Last Stand Commander came out for that. And the Last Stand Commander for that is a Necron, which was stupid OP like 15 years ago in the tabletop scene. And apparently it's still OP as fuck because it's level 1. It can compete on like hard waves or the hard level with like level 10 dudes. It's pretty absurd. He's got some pretty cool powers, but it's interesting and cool to see a new Last Stand Commander after almost 5 years. Because the game came out about 5 years ago and the last piece of content came out about 4 years. But it's nice to see some type of relic product still having stuff pumped out for it. And most people are convinced that it's leading up to the announcement of Dawn of War 3, but still no news on that, so maybe it wasn't. But hopefully we'll get a Dawn of War 3, because that series is just fantastic. Speaking of which, you can actually grab the entire Humble Bundle. Has a Sega Strategy Bundle going on right now, and you can actually grab the entirety of the Dawn of War series in the, not even the $12 tier, in the Beat the Average tier. For the dollar tier, you can get every Dawn of War 1 game ever made, and that's absurd because there's like 4 of them, and it's all for $1. So yeah, if you're into strategy stuff, the Dawn of War series is interesting. The first games were like in the vein of StarCraft or Warcraft, or well, I guess those are the two big ones where you just amass giant armies, build bases, yada yada. Dawn of War 2 is a bit more RPG and squad based. Like you could still build up armies, but there's more emphasis on building like strong, tanky dudes or units and characters and stuff, which kind of some people didn't like that. I thought they did it pretty well. So that's another reason I want to see Dawn of War 3, just to see where the hell they take that. But yeah, all that stuff.
I'd be very surprised that we're on the horizon at some point.
It should. I mean, it's people are buying those games whenever they go on sale. Like, it's always a top seller. Like, they sell really well. Everyone's fucking got them at this point. It'd be stupid for them not to make it. It's almost like a money machine at this point.
Yeah.
But I guess they're all busy with the fucking Warhammer Total War coming out just around the corner, so just shaping up pretty cool.
I don't think anybody had any doubts about that, though.
No, but they're actually releasing videos and doing live streams on, like, on not a daily basis, but like a couple times a week now. So it's just, it's going to be good. It's going to be chock full of fucking DLC, but it's going to be good.
Oh my god, dude, you can change the aliens in XCOM 2 to xenomorphs? Dude, I'm in.
I think I saw some Arbiter mod somewhere. I know there's an Arbiter voice pack, but I think there's an actual Arbiter model somewhere. All right. While I'm on Warhammer, I guess I'll move on to Eternal Crusade. They finally laid out what they want out for release, and it's kind of ambitious for what the game is now. But they've actually, like, I've dogged them in the past for being really slow with their updates and it running like fucking molasses and all sorts of shit. But in the past month or so, they've actually made some pretty good progress. They've shown the Eldar and the Orcs getting mocapped in and worked in. They even have like a Founders server for early test stuff. But they're basically outlined 5 different classes for 4 different factions, that being Chaos, Space Marines, Orcs, and Eldar. 3 different PvP modes, 3 different PvE modes, thousands of different weapons, 3 different vehicle classes, veteran heroes, and like kind of like in Battlefront when you could call in fucking Samuel Jackson or Darth Vader or whatever. They're gonna have those type of characters that you can call in. So yeah, it's looking pretty fucking cool. It just, they need to do some more optimizing and start putting some of the shit in the game. Like the first instances of PvE were supposed to be in like 3 months ago, but it's starting to look like they actually might hit their release this year. They're still slated for a summer release. I don't know if that's gonna happen, but I could definitely see them maybe getting everything done and pumped out by like September or so. So
yeah, maybe end of the summer. Maybe.
Yeah. Maybe.
I don't know, dude. I mean, like, I actually really enjoyed the last Warhammer MMO. It actually, man, it was at a point in time where I was playing a lot of World of Warcraft, and so me and like my 5, like, God, dude, I haven't even thought about these people in a decade at least. Me and like 10 other people that were like really good friends in the guild that I was in World of Warcraft hopped onto the Warhammer online MMO, and we play. I mean, I loved the fucking PvP in that. So I mean, if they manage to even capture like a little bit of it, I guarantee you, I'll put at least
that actually still exists. Like some modders got a hold of the license or some shit, and you can actually like the people run private servers and people still play it, but it's like modded and they've added new stuff. It's kind of in a weird state right now, but that still kind of exists, which is kind of strange. But Eternal Crusade it's the best way to think of it is like PlanetSide, but with Warhammer. That's probably.
I mean, honestly, that's not a bad sell for me. I like PlanetSide, so.
They have what is the cap? I think 60. I think it's 60 players. They said the cap's going to be at launch, which is less than they initially thought they were going to do, but that should be enough because the gameplay it's not like Call of Duty or Battlefield where you just run in, get killed, or run in, shoot something. You're much more tanky, like you're fucking Space Marines and shit. So I think 60 players will still work out fine and still have a hell of a lot of shit going on in the battlefield.
Is that 60 players also for Xbox One and PS4?
I would imagine so.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they'd probably try to keep that.
They also stated that they're looking towards putting everything in the same. They haven't said that they're going to do it, but they said that they're really looking into the fact of putting everything on the same server. Or not the same server, but like having Xbox, PlayStation, and PC people play together.
Well, if it's a shooter, that's an awful idea.
Yeah. Or was it? It might have just been PS4 and Xbox, and I might have been confusing Smite earlier. But yeah, they're looking into cross-platform play, I guess is what I'm saying. At least between 2 consoles. I don't know if it's with PC as well, but they seem really stoked about that idea. So I'm just throwing that in there.
It'd be cool, I guess.
That's kind of been the the big thing recently, right? A lot of
Yeah, a lot of
cross-platform
developers coming
talk.
out and being like, "Yeah, we want to do this."
Well, I mean that's actually a good segue into the Microsoft announcement that recently happened with the whole cross-platform thing. They're being willing to open it to other servers and saying that Rocket League can do it. Can kind of be like the first game, I guess that'll do it. And I don't know. I mean, there's a whole bunch of like red flags that go off in my head in terms of that. Like, I would love for that to happen, but like, I have so many questions of like how it would work. Like, what do you do with like user accounts of the same name? Can people actually like create parties, or is it all like in game? Like, how will that eventually work out? Because I mean, like it's at first it sounds like a utopia, but then you like start thinking about the logistics behind all of it, and it's just like it sounds like cripplingly difficult to actually achieve. There would have to be some sort of uniformity and unprecedented amount of like working together between both of those companies in order to pull it off the way everybody I think actually envisions it in their head. So I don't know. I mean, like, it sounds like a great idea. I really hope that they manage to that happens, but PlayStation doesn't. PlayStation's response or Sony's response was kind of lackluster.
I mean, it's Sony. What did you expect?
They basically said, "Well, we've been doing this with PC for years," and that's literally like all they said. They didn't say.
Hey man,
anything.
Shadowrun was cross-platform. Jose knows back in the day, a
Yeah.
shitty Shadowrun game. That's where it was at.
You know, because they cited like the stuff that they did with Portal and all that other stuff, and it's just like, well, you know, I don't think that's quite the same thing, and B, like way to answer Microsoft without actually answering Microsoft.
Yeah. Sony's good at shit like that.
Yeah, dude, they're kind of like pussyfooting around the topic rather than actually coming out and say, like, but think about that, dude. Like, if they would have come out and said, you know what, yeah, that's actually a great idea. Like, let's make that happen. How can we make that happen? There should be just talks of making this happen. But I think Sony has too much of their own shit. For Christ's sakes, you can't even change your username on the PSN yet, like because Shuhei Yoshida came out and said that it was like technical difficulties, like server side, that are like preventing it from being able to happen. So I mean, they have to fix shit on their own end, I think, before they're going to even be able to succumb to this pipe dream of cross-platform play. But like I said, it all sounds good on paper until you really start thinking about it.
Yeah, I think Xbox will have a bit more of a swimming transition to it than Sony will. But I think eventually Sony will fucking do it and get their shit together, just because they'll kind of have to. Well, they won't have to, but it's the smart thing to do,
Right.
and they'll figure that out eventually.
Right. And speaking of Sony, we can kind of use that to segue into the whole VR headset announcement that just happened recently. So they set it at it's called PlayStation VR. They set it at a price point of $400, which is obviously more than the console itself. And apparently it gets you just the headset. You need to have a PlayStation camera and PlayStation Move controllers in order to get it to work properly. Apparently, from what I've read, there are a handful of games that are going to allow you to play it with just the DualShock 4 controller. But there's going to be a handful of others that require the Move controllers to I guess play optimally or efficiently. I've heard good things and bad things about the headset itself. A lot of people are saying the consensus seems to be it's incredibly comfortable. It is by far the best feeling headset out of all the VR options, but it is in terms of quality, it is questionable. Well, questionable is probably the wrong word. It's just you can tell that it's only a $400 product versus Oculus. How much is Oculus supposed to be? Is it 6 or 7?
It was like $650, isn't it?
Yeah, I think the Vive is the most expensive one, right? It's $800 for the Vive.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's the lowest on the price for it's the lowest price point for all three of them that have been announced so far, which I think is actually probably a good thing considering that they're trying to market it solely to the PlayStation audience and everything. But from what I've heard, in terms of quality, like visual quality, it's like looking through a screen door. Like you know, just like look through a screen door into your backyard or something like that, and that's basically how it's going to look like on the. It's not as sharp and crisp.
Like a new screen door, like old country shack screen door, because the screen doors.
They didn't really
vary.
specify that one, man.
God damn it, Sony.
Yeah, seriously.
Get to the point about something, Sony.
But it's going to be appealing to a lot of people, I think, because it's the only, you know, virtual reality headset that's going to be designed for the consoles. You buy it, you know, it's going to work with your software, or work with what you've got. If you've got a PlayStation 4, it will work with your PlayStation 4. Whereas, you know, you need to have a $1,200 PC or so to be able to use Oculus. From what I've read, like maybe upwards of $1,600 for Vive in order to get that to work properly. And then, you know, the PC hardware has to play nice with what you've got going on. So I don't know. I think Sony is going to see a lot of success in the virtual reality market. I know they even like the day that it was announced, Sony sold out, or not Sony, Amazon sold out of their entire stock in one day for the PlayStation headset. So I don't know, man. I mean, we'll see how it goes. The only thing that's like the catch for me is there's nothing out for it or coming out for it that's not an experience. That's Sony's calling all these games experiences, which means they're going to be like, you know, 30-minute to 2-hour like kind of like gameplay demos that allow you to experience virtual reality. It's not really like a true gaming experience. But there's like a lot of any game can be played using the PlayStation VR, but it's like it puts it in like a theater mode, kind of like Vive has a similar thing for Valve games. Basically, like it's like you're looking at a massive projector, which is awesome for people that have small TVs, I guess. But I think it's going to be a long time before we see anything that's designed from the ground up, and. You know, and I think a lot of people were expecting, what the hell's the name of that game? No Man's Sky, that's it. No Man's Sky to kind of be that thing that was going to be the selling point for PlayStation VR and some of these other virtual reality things. But, you know, they're getting ready to launch that without VR support initially. They're saying it's coming down the road, but who knows how far down the road that's going to be. And I'm just going to be playing it normally at that point, so I don't know. That's just, for me, it's like I'm a hardcore gamer, but I can't find any reason to purchase a VR headset yet. It's somewhere down the road. Maybe,
I can't either.
It's
interesting though. A lot of game, like indie games even, that came out the past couple years, like of something I was doing giveaways for tonight for our Steam Gifts stuff. I noticed it had fucking VR support, and I was like, really? This is shitty little indie game has VR support? And like there's a shuffle puck fucking game I have that apparently just got VR support. Like, so it's coming like from older. It's interesting that it's coming from older PC games. But yeah, like you said with Sony, it's something that they're gonna want to build from like the ground up, and there's gonna be a huge chunk of time to fucking do that properly. So meanwhile, Oculus Rift and Vive or whatever, you know, they're gonna have a head start and start building communities around these things. But yeah.
I
don't know, if Sony can pump out a bunch of essentially demos for the headset, I could see how that could like whet somebody's thirst for VR. Because Oculus right now is just a bunch of random, tiny little apps that like show off these cute little things, and that was enough for me to be like, I want to get one right away. Because I played Elite Dangerous on like a twin joystick, like really nice headphones and the Oculus, and it was mind blowing. Do you know
somebody with a dev kit?
Yeah. I was at a party a couple months ago, and they just set up this whole little like battle station in the living room. Huh. It was pretty awesome.
Wow, what was your experience? Did it make you nauseous or anything? Did you get any motion sickness from it?
It didn't, and I normally can't see like 3D movies because I get pretty nauseous, and most even like the little glasses, like the live 3D stuff you put over your glasses to watch like Disney 3D movies. It's really uncomfortable, but it kind of worked. It didn't press into my nose as much as I was expecting.
How does it feel with the glasses on underneath?
It wasn't that bad, but it was kind of noticeable.
Okay.
Like I said, it didn't press into my nose too much, but it made me aware of my glasses, whereas normally these things are, you know, weightless.
Right.
But it is something strapped to your head. But, you know, you get lost in whatever you're doing kind of fast, which was a really impressive thing. So I don't know. After getting a taste of that, right now I don't really think I'll get one anytime soon, or even have the thought. But there's that doubt because I want to get on the first wave. It's just that cool, and who knows? It's gonna be even cooler down the road.
Well, yeah, that's the other thing for me. Is like I don't necessarily know that I want to get in the first wave of VR, like especially if it turns into like kind of like an Apple market where they keep releasing like iterations of them, like a yearly or bi-yearly basis. Like I think I'd rather wait and see what the second generation of it will have in terms of like quality and that kind of thing, and then use that to make up my mind. So I don't know. I mean, I'm definitely curious. I'm very interested in the idea of VR, but I have not been sold on it. But a lot of people are saying the people that haven't been sold on it just haven't had the opportunity to try it yet, and that's true. I haven't had the opportunity to try it yet, so we'll see. I mean, I've seen a lot of cool shit, like the whole idea of like playing Grand Theft Auto and stuff on Oculus sounds like a fuckload of fun, dude. Like I would love to do that. That sounds like a blast, but
I think it's kind of in the same vein as like the 3D televisions. Like I remember years ago playing Crisis 2, which came out in like 2011 on a 3D TV, and I was like, oh yeah, this is kind of cool, but it gives me a headache after 20 minutes. They've improved on it a little bit, but it's just one of those things where you don't know if you want to be the first wave of people
well, yeah,
that
that's
want
the
them
other
to
thing
work kinks
too.
and stuff.
Is it's like you're bringing up the whole idea of 3D televisions. Like, is VR going to be a fad? Like it's gonna depend on how well the hardware sells, and the price point of this hardware is gonna dictate the market, and whether or not people are gonna develop games from the ground up for VR, and whether or not it's just gonna end up being like indie titles, or whether or not we'll get a handful of full-on AAAs. And it's just like, all right, because I'd be looking, let's face facts, I'd be looking mostly at the Vive, but setting up my room with the Vive sensors and all that kind of stuff, and dropping $800 on something like that for something that I don't even have a guarantee of games working with, it just doesn't appeal to me. I'm afraid it's going to go the same route as the Kinect or 3D TVs, that kind of thing. Like in 4 years, the technology will be obsolete because nobody's developing for it. So I don't know. I want that reassurance, that guarantee that there's going to at least be something that'll make it worth the price point. And until that happens, I don't know that even if I did try it, and even if I was like enthralled by it and really, really sold on it, it's like, well, I don't know that I'm buy it anyways. I have no guarantee that it's going to last.
Right. Oh yeah, I get that.
Well, there is they always brand the HTC Vive with like Valve, because I think they are like working in conjunction with them for it. So that's like one little bit, above the Oculus and the PlayStation, that they're specific to video gaming. But like you said, you're right. I mean, there's not really anything that'll make any like level-headed person that hasn't experienced it yet go running out there to check out, especially at this price point. You remember Sony back when, like Tim mentioned, those 3D TVs were kind of like being pushed really hard. Sony, I think, was like the biggest pusher of those. Because I think there was a couple of years where all of their all of their TVs, that was like the big selling point, 3D. And then
they had like if you remember correctly, they even had like that there was like the bundle that you could buy that was like a Sony PlayStation 3 and a 3D TV that was like 1080p, but it was like 35 inches or something like that, and it was like they were trying to market it to like college students and that kind of thing. Yeah, Sony was really pushing it hard when it first when that was first released onto the market. And I mean, shit, I don't even see 3D Blu-rays anymore.
Right.
So it's just like, well, what's I don't know, what's the point? I don't know. We'll see what happens with it, I guess.
Time will tell.
Indeed. What else do we have on your list, Tim?
One quick thing. Just jump back to Eternal Crusade for 2 seconds. Even I know it sounds like I was kind of shitting on it and then liking it and then shitting on it again. They did announce one thing that I'm really pleased with, and that is the fact that all expansions, this includes maps, game modes, heroes, classes, sub-factions, vehicles, weapons, character progression, blah, blah, blah. All the expansions will be free. So no dividing of the community through DLC bullshit, and I'm very happy with that.
So are there going to be any sort of microtransactions for that game?
I think they said, yeah, it exists already, but it's in the form of cosmetic stuff. And by cosmetic stuff, I mean like make your chain axe a little bit bloodier, or make your orc a little more orky, or shit like that. That's been in there since like the Founders Program started, however long ago.
Okay.
So that, yeah, microtransactions will be a thing, but there's no like XP boosting, character boosting, anything like that. So it's got that going for it. But yeah, I just wanted to point out that all the expansions will be free because they never actually came out and said that, and they've come out and said that, so that pleases me. What else? Oh, we can talk about the Steam Workshop update, or not Steam Workshop. Jesus Christ, the Steam Marketplace update, in which
Yeah, so what's the deal with that?
Basically, you need to link a phone number to your Steam account. If you don't, there will be a trade hold duration, which is already a thing, but they've been expended to 15 days. Now, this doesn't count for long-time friends, like if you've been on someone's friends list for like a year or something. So if like one of us tried to trade something to each other, it'll still be a day. But listing stuff on the community market will take 15 days if you don't have your phone number linked to your Steam account. And what people have been experiencing, and what this means is you set, say a Steam card to sell for 10 cents. 2 weeks later, over 2 weeks later, it drops down to 8 cents, and you have to relist it and wait another 15 days. So if you don't link a fucking phone number to your Steam account, it's pretty much you're done selling stuff on Steam. So kind of fucking annoying.
I mean, on one hand, I understand the security behind it. On the other hand, I think Valve's approaching this entirely the wrong way. Granted, I think Valve's been approaching a lot of things the wrong way.
Yeah.
But this is just kind of like adding to the list of things.
People were not happy about this.
One, it has been like proven that adding a phone number to your account or tying it to an authenticator doesn't actually do anything to increase the security of your account. All it does is create more hassle for the user. People who it's really easy to get somebody's phone number from just doing standard Google searches, that kind of thing. So adding a phone number to an account doesn't necessarily do anything. It's I don't know. There needs to be some sort of other encryption method that they can go about using that would be less of a hassle to the user, that isn't email based and isn't phone based, because I'm not necessarily like, everything is now asking me. It's not just Valve that's doing it. It seems like all these companies lately are asking for my phone number now, in addition to all this other information, because they're claiming it's for my own security. And right. I'm getting so sick of adding my phone number to everything. I don't want my phone number on everything, mainly because if one account gets hacked and somebody finds out my phone number from one account, then all my other stuff's compromised. Like, it literally does nothing to prevent security fraud, like on anybody's account. And I mean, shit, even Nexus Mods was hit recently with account compromises and stuff, and now they're asking for phone numbers, and it's just like, well, like, not every website has the same type of security levels, and if everybody's asking for a phone number, then it's really easy for somebody who wants to get my information from another site. And it's just, I don't know, it doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't make any sense to me at all.
People are reporting having issues like changing their phone number or just getting the thing to work in the first place, where it won't work, and then they're locked out of their account, or they're locked out of marketplace transactions and stuff. And
knowing Valve, like, that's the other thing that scares me, is it's like, well, what happens if I try to get my account set up with the authenticator? I get locked out for some reason. It's going to take me 3 fucking weeks just to deal with Valve to get my account back.
A month at least.
And it's just like, well, I don't want to deal with that. Like, what the hell, man? What will I do without Dota for a month?
Valve's official statement on it, dumbed down, was basically, people are fucking stupid and keep getting their shit stolen, so we're going to do this now. And that was that. And fucking the amount of fucking shit post and rage threads on the Steam subreddit was hilarious, but also just depressing.
Did Gaben come out and post that anybody was an ass?
No, he did not.
Well, then it wasn't.
He reserves that
bad,
for reserves that for James.
Yeah, seriously.
What else? Oh, so there's a game coming out revolving or featuring the Eisenhorn trilogy, which is actually the first trilogy in a trilogy of trilogies, but I'll try to keep it simple here. Basically, like 15 years ago or so, Games Workshop put out this awesome fucking trilogy entitled The Eisenhorn Trilogy, which follows the adventures of Eisenhorn, who is an Inquisitor. Inquisitor? Jesus Christ. Inquisitioner. And it was...
Also mentioned that they're books, too.
Yeah, that's actually what I'm talking about. I probably should have specified that they are books. They are fucking amazing books. It's one of the best trilogies I've ever read. It's many people in the Warhammer realm argue it's the best literature when it comes to Warhammer. So all of a sudden, out of nowhere, this company's like, "Hey, we're putting out an Eisenhorn game featuring the first book, and it's going to revolve around the first book and all the characters." And I was like, "Holy shit, that's awesome! I love that book. Those characters were fucking cool and interesting. To see them come to life in video game form is going to be fucking awesome." And then I read it's going to be an Android game as well as a PC game, and they released a trailer, and it looks awful. It just looks... I'm going to buy it day one, goddammit, but it looks fucking awful, and I'm really depressed. Like, if Telltale, or literally any other company, or someone with some substance behind them, got a hold of this license, it would have been amazing, but I just have a feeling that these amazing books are going to amount to shitty Android games. And, like, they're not going to be able to pull in, like, that young, stupid 15-year-old kid that's like, what the fuck is this game? And then maybe he goes and reads the book and gets inspired and becomes, I don't know, a fucking Inquisitor in space. It could have happened, but now it won't because some fucking company decided to release it for both Android and PC, and I'm really sad. So that's that. It's coming out next month, so, you know. I'll be raging about this at some point in the near future. It's just really upsetting that these fucking wonderful works of fucking literature or just, no, Android game. You're getting an Android game. That's all you're getting. It's upsetting.
I mean, that's usually the way it goes, though, with literature.
It's just upsetting.
It always gets the shaft, dude.
It's like instead of Telltale doing Game of Thrones, they released an Android game. That's what it basically is. It's really upsetting.
You know, like, honestly, like, if the series is revered as you say it is, you know, it'd be cool to see somebody like HBO pick up that license. Fucking awesome, dude. Make a whole TV show out of it.
Oh yeah, they could do.
Oh Jesus! Did you guys hear about
the final season of Game of Thrones? They need something.
Is it the final season?
Yeah.
Huh. Do we hear about what?
On MTV, they picked up this like Game of Thrones style show based on these amazing series of books by Terry Brooks called the Shannara Chronicles.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I heard something.
Kelly was all excited about that. And
it's kind of dog shit.
Yeah, she said it was awful. She's like my wife absolutely fucking loves those books.
Same here. Like one of my favorite series.
Yeah, she watched it and she said it was fucking like horse shit. Like she said it was just god awful trash. And she was like really genuinely disappointed with it. So I mean, you know,
we can only really trust HBO to give it the proper treatment.
I don't know, man. Like, Preacher's getting ready to air on AMC, and the premiere for that debuted at South by Southwest, and it was just like unanimously like praised. Everybody said it was fucking fantastic, and like Preacher is without a doubt my favorite comic series of all time. And so I'm so fucking excited because like HBO was supposed to do a Preacher series for a while, and then they backed down from it, and AMC picked it up and everything. And I don't know, dude. I'm so fucking stoked for that. It's gonna be awesome.
It's interesting though because everyone rides the Walking Dead dick, but in my opinion, the comics are light years ahead of the show, especially the recent season. I haven't seen the newest season, but in recent years, I feel like the show kind of fell off for me in comparison to the comics. But Preacher and Walking Dead are two different kind of monsters, so...
Yeah. I mean, I haven't even watched the last two seasons of The Walking Dead just because I lost interest in it.
Yeah, exactly.
Granted, I haven't really read the latest series of... I can't even remember what issue I stopped at.
Yeah, now that I think about it, I probably am a couple years behind on the comics, too. But
yeah.
The comics were much...
But, like, you know, the Preacher's, like, one of those, like, revered comic series. It's just, like, I've been dreaming of a show for it ever since I read it, and I have to admit I didn't hop on the Preacher train until like 2003, 2004, I guess. And I read through it once, and it's just like that is the series that really got me into comic books. Like, you know, I'd always had like an affinity for it. I dabbled with DC and stuff beforehand, but then I read the Preacher series, and I was so taken aback by just how utterly blasphemous it was, and how fucking gory and how like violent but still like hysterical the entire comic was. and it blew me away. And I just like absolutely fell in love with Garth Ennis and started reading his Preacher spin-offs and like Punisher, or not Preacher, I mean Punisher Max spin-offs that he did, and like a whole bunch of other things that he's done. And ever since then, I've just been like a loyal follower of Garth. Pretty much anything he does, like I revere. But yeah, I mean, like, people should. I've been singing his praises, and I'll do it here too. I mean, damn it, when the Preacher airs on AMC in May, everybody, all 2 of our viewers better fucking watch it.
On that note, I think we'll bring this to a close.
All right.
No, but before we go,
Oh,
I did some digging. The first cross-platform game was a game called, or one of the first was 4x4 Evolution, or Metal Crush, a shitty racing game. I think we played on the Dreamcast, a Mac, and a PC. 2001.
One of those Phantasy Star games on Dreamcast was also.
There was a bunch of MMOs, but I don't know. I don't really count those.
Yeah, I know like.
But before 2001, maybe.
Was it Final Fantasy 11 or something like that? That was on Xbox, PlayStation, and PC.
Right.
And
I think Shadowrun came after those games.
Shadowrun was like 2006.
Yeah, that was because like the Final Fantasy thing was like one of the not like launch games, but like launch window games. Because I remember getting the 360 and debating whether or not I was gonna get Final Fantasy 11 because it was like one of the only things that was available at the time. So yeah, I mean, there's been a history of cross-platform stuff, but it's just like first-person shooters don't work, and I really hope that they stay away from trying to implement that kind of thing because keyboard and mouse will always dominate gamepads in terms of FPS and third-person.
Or they could just, let us use fucking keyboard and mouses on console. I don't know why that's so hard.
I mean, Phil Spencer came out and said that they were planning on doing something like that for Xbox One. And Counter-Strike on PlayStation 3, you could use keyboard and mouse.
Yeah, for 360 you could use a keyboard to like search and stuff, but you couldn't really use it for games.
Yeah, I believe that implementation is already on the Xbox One, but I don't know that there's any like games that utilize it yet. But Phil Spencer was saying that's a possibility in the future.
Please.
Especially with what they're trying to do with the whole like Microsoft Store and like, Windows 10 implementation and like having it be so it's like cross-platform. You buy a copy of a game and you get it on PC and Xbox One. I mean, I'd be very surprised if they didn't implement some sort of keyboard and mouse utilization at some point in the future. Probably sooner rather than later.
I've been playing Halo 5 lately, and I just really want a keyboard and mouse for that goddamn game.
Yeah, did you watch any of the Halo 5 championships?
I did, because they promised a free rec pack, and then when I found out that you just had to go to the Microsoft store and click the link, I immediately tuned out. Because goddamn, it was all fucking Doritos and Mountain Dew and fuck yeah, get some, and just wow, nothing to do with that. I'll take my Blitz Dota and Shiver Gaming all day, every day. Thank you very much.
Shiver all day, every day. Yeah, that's what Halo needs to succeed. Just bring Shiver over to Halo.
Yeah, bring Shiver on board. Blitz too. His cute little chubby cheeks.
Yeah, exactly. All right, well, that'll wrap up episode 37 of Dark Mushroom Media. Thanks to anybody who did tune in for tuning in. As always, you can follow us on Twitch, Twitter, and we have a Facebook page. That I have to continue to pimp out because I have been watching it like crazy, and we have actually been getting like a good amount of views and stuff on that lately.
We also have SoundCloud and YouTube.
Yeah, SoundCloud, YouTube, all of it's on Dark Mushroom Media. You can find links at the bottom of our Twitch page for everything. And when we post the videos up onto Facebook, I always make sure to include all those links in there too. So thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you guys later. Take care.
Peace.
Bye-bye.